So here it is. The Bengals haven't won a playoff game in 31 years. They're one play away. Can the Raiders pull another one out? 4th and goal. The season comes down to this. It is Carr end zone.
Honestly, I'm just trying to hold back emotion because I didn't plan on that happening. You know, I didn't expect it to have to go that way. I just felt so confident in the game plan. And so it's just hard right now. But looking at the season, you definitely have some pieces there. It'll be interesting to see what happens. Who do you keep? Who do you add? Who stays? All that kind of stuff. It's going to be. I'm sure we're all going to want to see those tweets coming through, like what's going on. We're Raiders. We're going to play football. We'll see what happens.
I'll be listening to
Good.
Yeah. Mark just walked in, guys, so he's
Proud of you.
You're listening.
Proud of you. Sir.
All right.
Let's do it. Let's go do it.
Yeah.
The mission here, Mr. Davis has made it very clear to me. We're going to build a culture that is sustained by high character people that work hard to meet that championship standard in every area.
Every task will be measured with the same standard of excellence. We'll be demanding, but never demeaning. We'll be an organization that lives in the details.
We want a tough, smart football team that's explosive.
The fabric of our culture will be to evaluate and evolve consistently and constantly our processes and our people to make sure that we are always operating at a championship level.
And we have one goal. If we're all pulling in the same direction, we can accomplish a lot of great things.
After 2 years, the NFL Combine returns to Indianapolis.
Indianapolis, Indiana, Lucas Oil Stadium, home of the Colts, and we are awfully excited to be here in unseasonably warm weather in the 317, the crossroads of America, for the NFL Scouting Combine in 2022. We are back in business.
With the Josh McDaniels, Dave Ziegler era officially started in Las Vegas, the attention turns to the NFL Combine.
Hello, world.
Josh, Derek Carr's going on the last year of his contract. Have there been any talks about extending that, and are you comfortable if you have to go into a season with him on the last year of his?
No specific things relative to extending that at this point, but that doesn't mean that's not going to change. We are aware of where we're at on that in that process. As I said when I was introduced, I'm really looking forward to working with him. He's won a lot of games. I feel good about what we can do with Derek as our quarterback.
Entering his 9th season, Carr is currently the all-time leader in passing yards and touchdowns for the Silver and Black.
The secondary is doing its work, and it's caught on the run. That's Edwards again.
Finishing in the top 5 for passing yards during a roller coaster season, Carr led the Raiders to their first playoff appearance since 2016.
The gun, quick lob over the top, touchdown! Jackpot, baby!
Coaches and GMs get their first look at draft prospects in person for the 2022 draft.
We're fortunate that we have this opportunity to work together. Dave and I can challenge one another. We can disagree with one another, but that never affects our loyalty to one another and our ability to try to do what's best. And I think that's the best part about our relationship, is that we don't always have to see everything eye to eye, but eventually we're going to get to an agreement on what's best for the Raiders, and I couldn't ask for a better partner.
In terms of what we're looking for in the draft, free agency, really the entire team, I would say what we're looking at to do is build depth and competition. Like, that's really, I think, a really important part of team building that benefit, whether it's the quarterback, the offensive line, the running backs, right? A pass rush benefits the corners benefit a pass rush. So our focus is about building depth and competition, like, throughout the team, and that is the focus.
Josh, on Monday night, I had an executive of another team tell me that he thought you hiring Graham was a coup. What did you see in him that others did as well?
Patrick is extremely smart. He's got his hands dirty. You know, he didn't shoot up the ladder. You know, he walked up it one rung at a time, and I feel really good about Pat's experience. Just having him on the defensive side, you know, he's back there right now, you know, in Vegas, and they're having great productive days, and you know, he has the ability to do that because he's got such a capacity to do it well.
First thing, you know, make sure we get the right people here to work with each other. You know, like, you know, ultimately Josh made the decisions, but like just presenting him with the guys I think that are going to be good for the staff. I think that's a big part of what we do. Like a cohesive group as a staff that's going to work well with the players. I thought that was important. Then once they got here, us getting on the same page, because you got people coming from different systems, different organizations. That's different languages or different dialects, however you want to look at it. And we all have to get on the same page so that when we're talking football, when we're talking what we want to do in terms of scheme-wise, everybody's on the same page. So that's been an important part of the process right now, getting everybody on the same page. What the vision of the head coach in terms of schematically, then, you know, through the coordinators, and in my case, the defensive coordinator, making sure everybody knows what I'm looking for so that we can go ahead and present the information to the players. What you're looking for, to me, like when you get a chance to meet the player, you're looking for their aptitude. Where are they at with that? Can they learn? That's what you're hoping for. And can they learn? Again, I don't necessarily care what they know, but can they learn? And now you might have some guys that just start off with that are really smart football players and understand everything. That's a bonus, you got me? But like the guys that can they learn? That's the football intelligence part. Can they learn? If they can learn, then we got to trust ourselves to coach them and get them, you know, to get that IQ up. We're teachers. We get paid to teach, and you know, they don't have to have all the answers right away, but if they show that they can learn, that makes our job a lot easier. If you're dealing with someone that can't learn, that's going to struggle to learn in terms of making the split-second decisions they have to make out there on that field in a combative situation, it's going to be really hard. You know, I mean, again, I can't speak for Dave and Josh, but like, that's why you're looking for smart players, guys who could decipher what's going on, guys who have enough, you know, whether it's the emotional intelligence or just the football intelligence, and to be able to handle the split-second decisions that happen on, you know, every, you know, 30 seconds or whatever it is out there on the field. I'm excited to work with all the players, whoever's on the roster, and I'm excited to work with all of them. But I can say this, there's always room to grow. You know, once you get complacent in this league, everybody's gonna pass you by.
Because when we came in, from a free agency standpoint, you typically would be a lot farther ahead than maybe where we are today. Now we'll get to where we need to be. That won't be an issue, but we'll spend a little bit more time here this week still digging on some film, getting to know the free agency class, buttoning up that process for ourselves. So I think that's one objective. Then I think there's also the element of getting to know the guys that are here, getting to know this draft class, spending time in the interview room. A lot of that time for Josh and I is just going to be sifting through that information, watching film, and putting all those puzzle pieces together. So it's a laborious process, but it's a rewarding one too at the end of the day when you make good selections for the Raiders.
You're trying to improve your football team, you know, in every way, shape, or form you can all year round. It's not a process that just starts in March and then is over in a few days. Certainly there might be some guys that we have an interest in that could come in and really impact us. But that's going to happen throughout the month of March, into April, into the off season, you know, into training camp. You know, if you look at it and you kind of look at it in a very short spurt or short window, you probably make a few mistakes along the way. What we're going to try to do is take a bigger picture view of that and look at it as a year-round process. Any opportunity that we can to improve the Raiders, we're going to take full advantage of it.
We are all constantly evaluated on a day-to-day basis. And so this is nothing more than an interview for those players that are here. And they're getting evaluated every single day, just as I'm getting evaluated every single day as well. And so, you know, we want to do our due diligence, you know, gather as much information as we can on these draft-eligible players, but also the free agents, and just learn, you know, as we go. But the most important thing is seeing if they're going to fit what we're looking for as Raiders.
As the combine comes to an end and free agency approaches, the dominoes begin to fall for the Raiders, including locking down one of their own.
Crazy.
The first place you're going to sign is here.
It's just, you know, the beginning of where I want to be, and I'm just fired up to, you know, get back in the playoffs and continue chasing a ring.